Hey everyone, so on this episode of Make It with Calvin, we're doing things a little bit differently. I'm not telling you necessarily how to build a face mask or anything like that. I do not feel qualified in any way, shape, or form to do that. But what I will be talking about is how I've made these up. These are simple little 3D printed mask cutting templates. And as you can see on my screen, I've just done a simple search for a face mask template SVG. Now, .svg file is a scalable vector graphic, which will allow us to take that into Fusion 360 and create the templates. Alternatively, if you're one of those people who is blessed to have the wonderful creation called a Cricut or a little cutting machine or a laser cutter, you can just take those, dump them into your machine, and get busy. But as you can see, there's about as many different styles of masks and doodads for that as there are people out here. So the point is, find something that works for you. In my case, I've gone for something that's kind of like a manta ray shape, if you will, and I found that this style, well, it fits best against my face. Just as an example, don't worry, these will get sanitized before I give them to my friend. So let's jump into Fusion and get busy. Now, here we are in the Fusion workspace. It's actually pretty simple to pull this off. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Insert. We're going to go to Insert SVG. And I just like working in the top plane whenever possible. Select the SVG file, and I know it's under my downloads. And you guys get to see all my downloads. And I've already gone through and I've made these for my friend, obviously. But when you get your SVG imported, you can just drag it so it's approximately centered. The sizing looks right. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to say OK. And you'll see here, this is our SVG template. Now what we can do is we can press Finish Sketch, press E to extrude, and I like to pull mine up about 1/8 of an inch. I find that works pretty good. You can do more, you can do less. It's up to you. Nothing super fancy, but one thing that I found that's really helpful is because with this mask style, there's an inside and there's an outside part. And let me call up the other guy while we're at it. So you'll see one is bigger than the other, and also different sizes are going to obviously be differently shaped. So we'll just pull that guy up as well. So now you can see we got the mask templates, but if you have a whole bunch of these, I don't know what's what. So what I'll do is I'll come along to create a sketch, and just create a sketch on the top plane. Go to create text, click in there, and in this case, this is 3270. I'm just putting the O for out, just for the sake of space. We'll just increase the font size. Obviously, you can do this how you want. It's completely up to you. If I really wanted to annoy all my graphic design friends, I would come on down and use this font, but for the sake of not annoying them and not getting screamed at in the comments, we're not going to do that today. But now that we have our text on there, we can finish the sketch. We can press E to extrude, and we'll deselect that. And we can pull this down, -0.2 or whatever. So you'll see it's cut the text into the top there. So now we know this is size 3:7 out, or you can put whatever information you want on there. Just note that because of your printer nozzle, you're going to want to make the text pretty chunky. Otherwise, it might have a little bit of a hard time doing it. Alternatively, you could also, instead of debossing the text, pulling it down, you could pull, instead of embossing the text, pulling it down, you could deboss it and you could pull it out. Personally, like embossing it in there. That's just personal taste. But then all you would need to do is just go to File, 3D Print, click on the item. I don't want to go to Mesh Mixer, type in whatever name you want. Like I said, I already have a model of this. So now we can jump into my slicer, and because I constantly get asked this, no, Simplify 3D is not the best slicer. I just use it because that's what I've had for years and I'm the most familiar with it, but I also, could totally go into Cura as well. Now you'll notice that this style is a little bit different than the style over here in Fusion. At the time, I had made a slot for a seam allowance, and to be honest, I really don't know if that was necessary or not. So, I mean, it's there on some of them, it's not on others. I really don't think it's necessary, hence I did not show how to pull it off. The main point with this is it allows you to just set this down on a piece of fabric, go around it with a pencil or chalk or whatever your preferred marking method of choice is, and then you can just cut the shape out. Alternatively, if you were careful enough, you might be able to go around it with like an X-Acto knife or something, but I'd be a little bit careful, being the material could get kind of nicked up doing that. So then you can go ahead and print these. Depending upon the thickness of them, I would definitely print them with about 3 perimeters and about 4 to 5 top layers. I did mine in flexible filament. This is flex sample that Baj over at Filament was nice enough to send me. And the main reason why I used flex is I figured, the fabric might not sit perfectly flat, and I also found that the flex offered a little bit more grip over regular filament. What did I do there? And it worked better, but I figured out that trying to stack the two materials just was way too much work and not worth it. So just making this from flex was nice. Also, it's flexible, so if you just throw it into a box or something, it's not going to run the risk of getting damaged. So I hope you guys found that somewhat useful. Obviously, like I said, I'm not telling you how to build it. I'm not telling you what materials. I do know that you can purchase things like this, which is non-woven polypropylene. I actually got this off good old wish.com. From what my friends in China tell me, pretty much these are liners that you put inside of a mask to allow you to be able to use it longer. So if you really wanted to theoretically up your protection, something like this might be worth looking into. But like I said, I'm not telling you how to do it. I am not an expert on any of this. I'm just trying to show you a way that you can create templates using 3D printing and Fusion 360. So I hope you guys found this useful, and I'll see you next time on Make It with Calvin.